They may be known for their work behind the camera, but now and then directors sneak in front of it without you ever knowing. In this video, we will take a look at some of the best directors who appeared in their own movie, usually without you even noticing. These are some of the best director cameos you may have missed. George Lucas is known for building lavish worlds and bold characters, but the real man is known to be a rather shy and introverted person who doesn't really care for being the main focus of attention. It is because of this personality that it comes as no surprise that Lucas made a very subtle cameo in one of his movies. Lucas didn't direct Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, but he returned to direct the controversial prequel series and decided that he did not want to miss the chance to appear in a Star Wars movie, just like most actors. Although, you would have been easily forgiven for missing it, seeing as Lucas didn't quite look like himself. In Revenge of the Sith, Lucas makes a blink-and-you'll-miss-it cameo as Baron Papanoida, and you can just see the director alongside his date for the night as Anakin enters the opera house to meet Palpatine. The date can't be going too well, though, as they both look pretty blue. Lucas did also make a slight cameo in the latest Star Wars outing, Rise of Skywalker, although this time you really wouldn't know it was him. According to ABC News, Rise of Skywalker sound designers apparently inserted a special scream which was reportedly an audio clip of Lucas from the 1973 movie American Graffiti, which they affectionately called The George. While it is unclear if the audio recording actually is Lucas, the sound designers apparently also snuck it into The Last Jedi and Rogue One. The Incredibles is one of the most iconic movies on Pixar's slate, with some brilliant and eccentric characters. One of those characters is the larger-than-life fashion and costume designer Edna Mode, who is adept with both fashion and technology and really doesn't like capes.
No capes!
There have been many theories as to what was the inspiration of the character, with Edith Head believed to be one of the primary ones. But what you may not know is that it was actually the movie's writer and director Brad Bird who provided the voice for the character. Bird decided that he would voice the character, as reportedly a number of actresses just couldn't nail the unique accent that the character has, as well as providing the strong confidence Edna exudes. It shows that you don't need to be a high-profile actor to nail it, as Bird's voice acting received praise from fans and critics alike, with him even picking up the Annie Award for voice acting in a feature production. Now, Bird isn't the only Pixar collaborator who provided a sneak cameo in his movie. Pixar writer and director, the late Joe Ranft, not only brought characters to life in the form of his writing, but he also provided the voice work for a number of characters, including Wheezy in Toy Story 2.
Nah, she just told him that to calm him down.
Heimlich in A Bug's Life, and Jacques in Finding Nemo. But it was in his one and only co-director credit that he provided arguably his best voice work, the movie Cars. Ranft voiced 3 separate characters in the movie, with his most prominent being the character of the semi-truck Jerry Recycled Batteries. Sadly though, we didn't get to hear Ranft voice any other characters as he tragically died in a car crash in 2005. Another director who cameoed in his movie in the form of voice acting is that of Chris Wedge in the movie Ice Age, although his character doesn't exactly have many words. One of the characters most synonymous with the Ice Age franchise, other than Sid the Sloth, is arguably the clumsy and lovable prehistoric rodent Scrat, with Wedge providing the voice work. While the character doesn't have any dialogue, he does have a very distinctive voice. And what started as a small bit-part character has blossomed into a global phenomenon, with Wedge voicing the character in all the movies, as well as the short films and video games. And he even reprised the character in a cameo appearance on Family Guy. Wedge said that the Scrat sounds came out of him naturally, which is slightly concerning, although he said that he can only do the character for around 20 minutes, as the amount of weird muscles he has to use to make the voice is exhausting. So hey, if you're looking for a new workout, why not try the Scrat Challenge? It's gotta be better than planking. Now, Lucas may have been shy about cameoing in a huge franchise, but Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson has no such qualms with him making a lot of appearances in the LOTR franchise and the sister series The Hobbit. Jackson makes his first appearance in The Fellowship of the Ring as the drunk man eating a carrot outside the Prancing Pony Inn, but he also made an appearance at the Battle of Helm's Deep as a Rohan soldier in Two Towers. And he gets shot down by Legolas as he leads an army of Corsairs in Return of the King. Jackson would also go on to appear character in the Hobbit series, with him running away from Smaug in Unexpected Journey, walking out of a tavern in Bree in Desolation of Smaug, and finally alongside his real-life wife as Bilbo Baggins' parents in portrait form in the Battle of the Five Armies. So yeah, Jackson isn't shy about being in front of the camera. It's not just his own movies he cameos in, with him briefly appearing in Edgar Wright's action comedy Hot Fuzz as the crooked Santa who stabs Sergeant Nicholas Angel in the hand. Well, I guess he does have the beard after all. Love him or hate him, M. Night Shyamalan is well known for his plot twists, but he is also known for his stealthy cameos. Shyamalan has appeared briefly in the Glass series as the shifty drug dealer in Unbreakable, a tech whiz in Split, and a security camera customer in the series finale Glass. Shyamalan has a bigger role in the movie Signs, with him even being the one who accidentally killed Mel Gibson's character Reverend Graham Hess's wife in a car accident. He also is the one who manages to catch an alien in his pantry, as you do, and he finds out that the aliens are allergic to water. A plot point that has most people scratching their heads, seeing as the aliens came to a planet that is over 70% water, but I digress. In fact, Shyamalan appears in so many of his own movies that it would be more of a plot twist if he didn't appear in one. Although, like Quentin Tarantino, we kinda wish that he sticks to the directing and leaves the acting to the actors. Kiwi director Taika Waititi has made his way into our hearts with his deadpan humor and eccentric fashion sense, such as the pineapple romper. And his career is hardly slowing down as he wrote and directed the 2017 movie Thor Ragnarok, a movie which blew fresh air into a stagnant series. Now you may not know that not only did Waititi write and direct the movie, but he also provided his voice for it, playing the lovable side character and lover of pamphlets, Korg.
Yeah, no, I just do the smaller fights, warm up the crowd and whatnot.
Waititi's dry New Zealand accent and charm was so fitting for the character, with a lovable rock monster quickly becoming a scene stealer. In fact, the performance and flavor he brought to the character was so popular that even his pineapple romper made a cameo in Avengers Endgame. Waititi also provided another great character as the zany priest in the wonderful 2016 comedy adventure movie Hunt for the Wilder People, with his performance being hysterical in what would otherwise have been a very dramatic moment. But his cameos don't end there, with him voicing the IG-11 droid in The Mandalorian, as well as directing an episode. Movie legend and classic auteur Martin Scorsese is no stranger to the cameo, with him often bringing his own mother to cameo in a number of his movies. But while he's known for his work behind the camera, Scorsese did appear in front of it during his 1976 movie Taxi Driver. A bearded Scorsese, who looks like a lost member of the Beatles, appears in a brief scene in the movie as the creepy homicidal husband who sits and watches his wife from the back of Travis's cab. Scorsese proved that not only is he a great director, but he can act alongside the best of them, with his monologue being creepy and disturbing, and it leaves you in suspense as you wonder what the unhinged Travis will do next. Scorsese and his famous eyebrows also made cameo appearances as himself in The Sopranos, as well as the pufferfish Sykes in the animated movie Shark Tale. You know, while we're on the subject of classic auteurs, the great Francis Ford Coppola also makes a classic cameo in one of his movies, although he is much more subtle, yet somehow more on the nose than Scorsese's. In Coppola's epic war movie Apocalypse Now, we see him briefly appear as a TV director of a camera crew who yells at Martin Sheen to not break the fourth wall and look at the camera. Coppola's crew are filming the ensuing battle and are trying to get authentic and grueling footage of the war. It's ironic that Coppola is playing a director and yelling orders at Sheen to get authenticity. As revealed in the behind-the-scenes movie Hearts of Darkness, during filming Apocalypse Now, Sheen had a heart attack while Coppola kept the camera rolling, not knowing what was happening. Also, Coppola's cameo is suggestive of the wartime propaganda that was rife at the time, and is a scathing attack on the portrayal of the Vietnam War. When you mention directors cameoing in their movies, two main directors come to mind. First is Quentin Tarantino, who often loves to play a character in his own movie, such as Jimmy in Pulp Fiction or Mr. Brown in Reservoir Dogs. But arguably the king of cameos is one of the biggest directors of all time, Alfred Hitchcock. Hitchcock subtly cameoed in a number of his movies, often hiding in the background or even in plain sight, with his iconic look and silhouette often instantly recognizable. But some of his cameos are more hilarious and bizarre than others. In North by Northwest, you can see Hitchcock briefly running to get on a bus before the doors slam shut on him, while in The Birds, we see him leaving a pet shop while walking two dogs. He can also be seen wearing a cowboy hat in the background of Psycho, walking in a gray suit in Vertigo, and even breaking the fourth wall in the songwriter's apartment in Rear Window. Hitchcock's hidden cameos are notorious, and his movies often turn into a game of Where's Waldo? Or I guess in this case, Where's Alfredo? So, did you know all of these cameos? Which one were you most shocked by? Were there any that we missed? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more interesting content.